Coach Andy Reid had his first press conference ahead of Super Bowl 58 against the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to give you 5 talking points from everything he said yesterday, along with a little bit about Kadarius Toney and what Andy Reid said after his profanity-filled Instagram Live. All that coming your way right here on the Chiefs Report. But if you want the Chiefs to win Super Bowl 58, well, you know the drill. We've done this every single playoff game, and it has yet to fail. Don't be the jinx. Get down there, like this video if you want the Chiefs to win. It then sends the goods vibes all the way from Kansas City to Las Vegas. So hit that like button and let's get rolling right here on the Chiefs Report. Appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit here on the Chiefs Report. I'm your host, Jay Sanders, and Andy Reid talked to the media yesterday for the first time after the AFC Championship game and looking forward to now the Super Bowl. And we're going to go through the top 5 topics that he went through, the important ones that I think were the ones to take away. The first one was the Chiefs' schedule going into this quote-unquote Super Bowl bye week. Obviously, the Chiefs will not play this weekend. It is going to be the Pro Bowl games, and then they will fly to Vegas next week with Media Week, leading up to Super Bowl 58 against the 49ers. He said that this was the schedule for this week. On Monday, yesterday, they had a team meeting at the facility. So everybody came in, talked about the plan, talked about film, kind of looked over everything going forward now into the Super Bowl. They have the off day today, the off day tomorrow, and then it's right into working for the Super Bowl. Coach Reid talked about how he wanted to have everything ready before leaving for Vegas, so that first practice on Thursday, we'll get our first injury report and everything going on with that. And he said this in terms of what he wants to accomplish. We'll try to get everything done here in Kansas City the best we can, and then once we get down there in Las Vegas, it's a good review for us, and still keep ourselves in football shape, so we're ready to go. Now, Reid here, talking facts. He wants to make sure everything is ready to go before they even get on the plane. So that way, when they get to Vegas, guess what? It's just going to be them going over the walkthrough, reviewing everything, and making sure that everything is down-packed going into the Super Bowl practices that they'll have at Allegiant Stadium on the home of the Raiders turf, by the way. Yeah, FLV, excuse me. What's your confidence level in the Chiefs win in the Super Bowl 58? I want you to give me a scale 1 through 10. What's your confidence level against the Niners? 1 being least confident, 10 being most confident. I want you to get in the comment section. Give me a number, confidence level here, as we're still pretty far out from the Super Bowl game. Topic number 2 is the turning point. Now, what do you mean by this, Jace? Well, Andy Reid talks about how he knows that this season had a bunch of ups and downs and had a bunch of topics that really kind of maybe changed the course of the season. But he pointed to one game when it comes to the turning point, the time where the tide flipped, the time where the Chiefs knew, all right, it's time to flip that switch. That game, the Chiefs versus Raiders Christmas game in which the Chiefs lost 20-14. When you see it, they were 11-point favorites. This was a huge game at home, Christmas Day, everybody wanting to win, and you come out there and you lay a dud. I don't get it. This was literally rock bottom. I mean, you're facing your rival. It's on Christmas. They fired their coach. Aiden O'Connell didn't complete a pass after the first quarter. Your defense was locked down. But guess what? 17 seconds. That's how long it took for the Raiders to score 2 defensive touchdowns. The gadget play with Mahomes trying to hand it off from Pacheco, dropped, fumble, pick, scoop, and score. That's 7. Next offensive play for the Chiefs. Pick 6. Jones goes to the left sideline, down there, scores it, boom, 14 points right there. Bingo, bango, you're down right there. That was the turning point in the game, and this shows that the offense needs to step up. And guess what? Since that game, I've got nothing to say. The Bengals game, their offense was really good. We go past that, we go into the playoffs. The offense has been pretty good. Overall, this team has really done exactly what Andy Reid said, made that game a turning point. Now, topic number 3 is the main one I want to talk about that Andy Reid mentioned. And that's Kadarius Toney, because we mentioned him a little bit on the live show on Sunday. We talked a little bit about him just a tad yesterday and kind of what goes on. But I think we need to dive more in depth into Toney's issues. So he's been injured the past 2 weeks, but he took to Instagram Live to dispute that. He hadn't played a game in a while, and they've kept giving him different injury designations. And, well, he finally had a, let's just say, rant. Now, we'll tell you all about that in a second. But before we move on, got to tell you about one of our amazing sponsors. You know them, you love them, Prize Picks. Go check them out at prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the code CLNS for your first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and they're the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because it's just you against the numbers. No pros, no sharks. All you do, pick 2 or more players. You can go 2 to 6, then pick more or less on their Prize Picks projected stats, and then you choose flex or power play depending on your confidence level in your entries. So go check them out again, prizepicks.com/CLNS, and you can put in these picks with your $100 deposit match. I'm telling you, these are going to hit. They have a special deal on Patrick Mahomes, more than a half a passing yard. I'm thinking he's going to get that. Isaiah Pacheco has scored a touchdown in each of the last 3 playoff games, every one of them. I think he's going to score again, especially after the Niners allowed over 113 yards to the Lions this past Sunday. And then Christian McCaffrey receiving yards is going to hit just because the Chiefs have struggled this year with receiving backs. And, well, Christian McCaffrey is the creme de la creme of receiving backs. He knows what to do when it comes to that. So go put these entries in right now. I'm telling you, testing my skills on Prize Picks this season. It's been the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Plus, if you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use the code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. Let's talk more about Toney and what exactly has led up to this. So, he has not played since week 15. They've kept giving him injury designations on what has been labeled a hip/ankle injury. Now, he was bad in 2023. 5 drops and costly penalties. The offsides one standing out. He was ruled out for the AFC Championship game for his injury issues, but they also added on personal reasons. Now, personal reasons turned out to be he was having a daughter, but still, it was an interesting thing that people questioned, and given Kadarius Toney history, it was something that people were like, well, that's kind of odd. Well, he made it even worse because just hours before the AFC Championship game, he went to Instagram Live and had a profanity-filled rant accusing the Kansas City Chiefs of faking his injury status, denying he was injured, saying it's all fake, and that he's good. Now, would he have still missed the championship game? Probably, because obviously, well, guess what? His daughter was born. You're not going to play after that, especially in the way he's played. This caused for some concern. Now, obviously, this wasn't addressed until after the game, and even then, it wasn't really addressed. But yesterday, well, the media finally said, okay, we have to ask about this, and Coach Reid was honest. Yeah, I actually haven't seen it, but I heard people talk about it. But yeah, he'll be back out there, and we'll see how he does. He continues to say, obviously, he's been on the injury report. That part is not made up by any means. He's been working through the same things. He'll be back out there. I don't know what to do with Toney at this point. Do you cut him? Do you keep him? I have no freaking idea. So let me get in the comment section here. Would you cut Kadarius Toney this season after the season? Because I really don't know what to do with him at this point. He's been a problem in a lot of different ways on the field. But the thing was, he wasn't really a problem off the field. Everybody kind of gave him the credit, said he was working hard. Now that's being in question. Now it's, well, what's happening off the field? I mean, MVS had a tough season, but guess what? Everybody's had his back throughout the entire year. I'm going to say it. I haven't heard many people talk about Kadarius Toney and having his back over the last couple weeks. So I don't know what you would do. Would you cut Kadarius Toney or would you keep him after this season? C for cut, K for keep. Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, topic number 4, GOAT Mahomes. Now, we all know Patrick Mahomes has been amazing this year past the regular season. And that's no surprise to anybody, especially to Andy Reid. His stats in the playoffs are godly, I will say that. Completion percentage north of 67. Almost 5,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 106.3. By the way, 17 games, yeah, that's a season's worth of stats right there in the playoffs. Record, you ask? 14-3. Playoff Mahomes is something else. I don't know why at this point people question Patrick Mahomes because we know at this point things he does are magic. Magic Mahomes. That's why he has the nickname. And in the playoffs, man, he becomes Houdini because stuff that just doesn't make sense happen, including plays like, well, the one that he made against the Ravens. This catch, this play in particular, was just wild. He extends his time in the pocket, runs around, evades the pressure for multiple seconds on end, and then with 4 Ravens colliding on him at once, one going for his legs, he lobs a pass, who, by the way, to a Travis Kelce, who, if you watch the video from the back end zone, was not open. He lobs it to where only Kelce can go to dive and catch it. He does exactly that, and it's just something of storybooks that he is doing, and he has to be given the credit that he deserves. People talk about him in the regular season. Oh, it was a down year. A down year is over 4,000 yards from Mahomes. Oh, well. A down year is winning 11 games. Oh, well. Down year is going to the Super Bowl, I guess. Now, it doesn't matter at this point. As long as you have Patrick Mahomes healthy and Andy Reid coaching and Travis Kelce catching, you have no right to complain anymore. The postseason is what matters. If the Chiefs get there, guess what? The rest of the league, it's going to be, the Chiefs are going to be favored at this point. But not in the Super Bowl, which I would really be hard against an underdog Mahomes, because this year he's 2-0 in the playoffs as an underdog. So I doubt that he liked to end that streak. The 5th topic is one that I think we have yet to mention, at least in full detail this season. Defensive masterclass. Coach Spags has come into Kansas City and made this a defensive team. He has made this a defensive-minded team, and Andy Reid commented on how good this defense is, saying as much to say, then we had this influx of young guys. What he did with them, I thought was great of teaching. All of his guys did that. They did a great job of teaching, and the kids were receptive to it. And you're seeing the rewards of that now. Is it one of the better defenses? Yeah, I'd say it's one of the better defenses that I've been around. Coach Spags deserves so much credit that he is not getting. People talk about everything about, oh, they should hire this coach for this head coaching job. They should hire this coach. You know who hasn't gotten an interview request? Coach Spags. Now, am I happy because I want him to stay with the Chiefs? Yes. But this guy with the Giants and the Chiefs have constructed some of the great defenses of our generation. And this was a Chiefs team who was never a defensive team. Was never that way. It was always Mahomes is going to lead us to the promised land. It was always we're going to score more than we give up. Now it's going to be we're going to give up more than we score. It's just a different mindset, and I am just baffled at what Coach Spags has been able to come in here and do in just a few years. He's gotten Trent McDuffie. He's got L'Jarius Sneed, 2 top cornerbacks in the NFL. He's constructed Willie Gay. He's constructed Nick Bolton. He's constructed Drew Tranquill, who wasn't amazing last year with the Chargers. He was good, to, I would say, one of the better linebackers in the league this year. He deserves some credit, and let's show it to him in the comment section, because I think we need to show that Coach Spags is appreciated here and that his efforts are not going unknown. You want to show love to Coach Spags, get in the comment section and type SS for Steve Spagnuolo, his full name. Coach Spags, man, we love you. You're so freaking amazing. Type SS in the comments section. We appreciate you watching and hanging out with us as always. I know that it takes some time out of your day, but man, do I appreciate it, because guess what? If you've been here since week 1, if you've been here since the preseason, if you've been here for the past 5 weeks, well, guess what? It doesn't matter, because you're with us right now for the Super Bowl journey. So we appreciate everybody from week 1 to now, Super Bowl week. And make sure you're staying subscribed and like the video if you want the Chiefs to win, because I'm telling you, the good vibes flow right through the Chiefs support. Peace out, Chiefs Kingdom.